say there's bad blood, that's an understatement.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
First quarter has come to the close, and the Nets drop 40 on Philly. Brooklyn has been devastatingly good tonight.
It was very quiet towards the end. There's more Nets fans in here than anything.
It's hard for you to chant at Ben Simmons when you lose him by that much.
Monica, hello, lady. Big Perk, good morning, everybody. You both are warmed up. I've been watching you for the last 2 hours with Greeny, causing a trouble on a Feel Good Friday. I'm Molly. Welcome into First Take. Guys, Stephen A is off today, and I wanted to make sure to make mention because you know Stephen A would never miss today's show after what we saw in Philly, where he spent 18 years. He's still dealing with complications from COVID, so we are sending him our love, and I will do my best to hold it down in the meantime. And as you see, we got a good crew here. Perk, Monica, Woody, Kimberly, all will be here. And there is so much to unpack. Wait, I have one thing to say to Stephen A, though. At least one of our teams wins at Madison Square Garden. Did you see my UConn Huskies? Yeah, I've been real quiet lately. Make sure Stephen A gets that message, Twitter, in case he's not watching. Let's get this party started. Guys, it was a playoff atmosphere. I had serious FOMO in Philly. Tickets going for as much as $4K. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving knew it was all eyes on us. Just demonstrative out there. A 29-point beatdown showing Philly there are levels to this. Harden, meanwhile, he shrunk in the moment, Big Perk. It was the Sixers' first loss since he joined the team. James is at the mic.
We got our ass kicked, and, since I've been here, everything has been, sweet, and we've been winning games. And so tonight was good for us, and we get an opportunity to come down to reality, watch film, and just continue to get better and making sure we hit the right strides.
Did we win a championship tonight? No. Did we get to the clinch a playoff spot or no? For you guys on the outside with the whole James situation and just the entertainment aspect of it, I'm sure it was bigger, but for us, we move on to the next one.
I love KD there. By the way, just covering for his boy. Talk about team. And James Harden, he loves a good puffer. So do I. That's all I got to say. He's always got a fresh one each postgame. Monica, what statement did the Nets send last night to James Harden in Philly?
I think the biggest statement for me, Molly and Perk, was about the depth that this team has. As much as Kyrie and KD both played terrific ball last night, and of course, if Kyrie is available full-time, this is a completely different squad. But when I really look at it, the game that Seth Curry had, the way that Andre Drummond was defending prior to that injury, the way Bruce Bowen played on both sides of the ball, the way Nick Claxton came and raised his level of play to the occasion of defending Joel Embiid. And so I think back, not too long ago, probably November, early December, to KD playing MVP-level basketball and carrying all these guys before Kyrie was even available on a part-time level. And so yesterday, watching Kyrie KD on the floor with these role players, and not to mention that Seth Curry and Andre Drummond are upgrades to the role players that KD had to play alongside prior to his injury, I'm looking at this team in terms of the depth that they have and the options that they will have around if it's just KD or when it's the two of them. And so to me, the thing that stood out was the supporting cast of the Nets and the pendulum really swinging with that trade, because if you put Seth Curry on the other side last night, I think it's flat out a different story.
Yeah, Big Perk, and that was without Ben Simmons. What did you see, Perk?
You know what? I'm not about to go there with Monica right now, but I will later on in the show.
Okay.
But what I saw last night was Kyrie Irving. And I'm here right now to apologize to Kyrie Irving on national television and to say that as long as I'm in the media, I would never say anything negative about Kyrie Irving again. And here's why. Yesterday, Kyrie Irving showed me something, and he stole my heart and however you want to say it. The simple fact that he went out there and snatched James Harden's soul defensively, the way that he picked him up full court, it made it true about the rumors that we heard about in their practices, how Kyrie was going at James. 2, it just showed me a different level of Kyrie. So if Kyrie want to go on IG Live and have his vibe with Kai and sit Indian style and burn his sage, guess what? Big Perk go be sitting Indian style as well. Because we already know that he could go out there and score 50. We know that he could go out there and put up 25 in the quarter. But the fact that he set the tone last night and was telling guys, don't switch, I got him, that was a whole nother mentality for me. And I got a whole nother respect for this brother. So I'm going on national television and saying today, Molly, that I don't care if Kyrie takes off from work. I don't care what Kyrie does from here on out. You would never, ever hear me say anything negative about him again just from that defensive performance last night.
No, it's incredible. But the only thing, you lied about sitting Indian style. You know you're too stiff for that. You know your knees will be up to your ears. But you know what? You do a little yoga or something? You got something to share with the audience while you're making major declarations? Get out of here, Big Perk. I want to say one thing before you jump in that I thought was interesting. I was watching the pregame, and I think it was Shaq and Charles, and they were debating, like, with Kyrie playing part-time, is that going to hurt his game? Or will he actually benefit from that? And right now, it's looking like he's benefiting from it.
You know what, Molly? I love this. And while I'm not going to decry that I will never disagree with Kyrie in the way that Big Perk just did, I do think that we agree on this, Perk. And I don't know if we're going to agree on a lot on this show, but this we do agree on. And I will admit that I, too, have had to evolve because I thought early on that I would rather have you full-time or not at all because I believe in continuity when it comes to basketball. I believe in rhythm. I believe in the time that you spend in the locker room and the camaraderie off the court that carries over to on the court. But the way that Kyrie has been able to show up and answer the bell, like, okay, cool, he ain't played 3 games, jump in, handle his business, show up rested, energized, and prepared, and the way that the rest of the team has been able to play around him, I think that this team, obviously, is better with him full-time. But I still do not put them doing something special out of the realm of possibility if he remains part-time because he has been that prolific when he shows up. And to your point about the defense last night, personally, he held James Harden to 1 of 8. But overall, credit the Brooklyn Nets as a squad because they did not foul defending James early in the ballgame, and he couldn't get to the free throw line to find his rhythm.
Yeah. Well, Monica, I actually disagree with you on that, and here's why. Part-time is good for Kyrie, but it's not good for the Brooklyn Nets. And they're not going to win the East. They're not going to win the East with a part-time Kyrie. The East is just that good. And if you're going to sit up here and tell me that with the supporting cast, like I get it, Bruce Brown played a hell of a game, Steph Curry played a hell of a game, but the reason those guys played a hell of a game last night was because you have KD and Kyrie on the floor. And so when you get to the postseason and they have to go against a team like the Chicago Bulls or the Boston Celtics or the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're at home and Kyrie may not be playing, I don't see them winning those games without Kyrie Irving. Like, you need Kyrie full-time in the East. The East is not what it used to be. Like, we can name 5 teams right now that we can make a legitimate case on why why they could come out of the Eastern Conference. So Kyrie part-time, the Nets are not going anywhere. Kyrie full-time, they definitely have a chance.
What's anywhere, Perk? You know, they can't win 3 series to get to the finals or to the conference finals because to me, there's a realm where they get at least a series. Will not make them the favorite with that part-time Kyrie, but I just think that Kevin Durant is turning a corner in the way that those guys have been playing. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Monica, are you okay? Like they're
I'm good.
Really
I said what I said, bro.
In the 8th seed. Okay, so cool. Boo-boo, because right now they're in the 8th spot. They could possibly be in the 7th spot, which means that they could possibly face a Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. And you're telling me that with a part-time Kyrie, if the playoffs started today and they were to win and get into the playoffs and they're the 8th seed, you're telling me with a part-time Kyrie that the Brooklyn Nets could beat the Milwaukee Bucks. That's what you're telling me.
Dude. There was no Kyrie last year and a hobbled James Harden, and they were a toe away from doing it.
Yeah, but boo-boo, listen, the Milwaukee Bucks have gotten
improved.
better.
I know.
The Big Three has a different type of chemistry. Matter of fact, the Milwaukee Bucks are your team that